Good morning. Today we finish off our biggest build ever. Good morning and welcome to MorningCraft. Grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's begin. Little voice crack there, I think. So we've been working on the cathedral for quite some time now, and between this episode and the 2 episodes prior, I put in about 12 hours of work to get this done. So I've worked on the left side of the cathedral, and I've also completed the main tower, and you should be able to see here in the reference image roughly what that looks like in real life. Yeah, with the left side on the way, it's time to get into a little bit of cathedral work. But then it was time to come round to the back of the cathedral and work on the other massive stained glass window and the back wing of the cathedral itself. If you've made it this far into the episode, I want to know what the biggest thing you've ever built is. Could be real life or in game, let me know. So you can see now we've got the other end of the cathedral finished with a huge stained glass window, and now it's time to work on the side walls. This is pretty much a mirror of the other side of the cathedral, so it's pretty easy to work from. We just had to do a lot of math to get everything to line up. And with most of it done, it was time to work on this back wing here. It's got 2 sort of main parts, and then it's got a middle part which also has an archway. And you can see me putting in the archway here. And here I come back and work on this main section here that sits above the archway. This was also quite a bit of work. But I'm also putting in the main glass window, which is going to lead up to the other side of the tower. And honestly, this took so long to do, but I've edited it down so it's a nice, enjoyable time lapse, rather than a painstaking 12 hours of video. And just like that, we're now ready for the main tower.
With the arrival of more ships from the Alufian Empire, Octonaris had swollen to a new size. Now able to accommodate Murphy's 100 soldiers and accepting new citizens from across the continent.
I am Princess Azalan, the new Queen of Octonaria. My father's forces are just 3 weeks away, and Octonaria is flourishing under the rule of my husband.
In the distance, what is this new settlement on our coast? Tomorrow my soldiers and I will travel there to meet with these new settlers.
But while Murphy's new city shone in the sun, the people of Arasich were the first to meet Olaf's men.
Like, subscribe, and share to give your friends a great start to their day. So I started out by laying the rough foundations for this new tower, and had to drop off and fly away a few times just to make sure it looked right. With the temporary scaffolding still in place, it still looked a little bit odd, but when I get rid of that and add a little bit more to it, it's got the perfect shape. It's mostly rectangular all the way up, but at the top it forms a sort of octagon because the corners of the rectangle sort of even off into a nice octagon shape with nice diagonals. I mean, at the moment, I don't actually carve out the windows on this tower. You'll have to wait to see what those look like later. But I think it looks really, really good, and you can see the shape of the building coming together. It also really stands out in the sun. So while you can see me building up the tower, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. So we got a comment from Disco B, who says that watching the videos is a great start to their day. Thank you so much for watching, Disco B. And then we got a comment from the Desolator13, who seems to have an issue with butchers and cilantro, or coriander as we call it here. We got a hello from Professor Yun. I might not be pronouncing that right, I see there's an accent on the U. And a good afternoon to Sleepiest Panda, who is suggesting a few ways to get some more chorus fruit, endstone, that type of thing. And Raina Zuful suggests putting some armor stands that look like guards in the prison. It's a pretty good idea. And a comment from Crescent thanking me for not being as loud as other YouTubers. And then finally another comment from Astrofox, who actually suggested the prison idea. And he said, ah yes, Minecraft Law and Order, which is a pretty good comment. So back to the tower, you can now see the octagon shape on top, and you can see me flying around every now and then, just to get a real feel of how the tower is coming along. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video to hear our daily quote. So as you can see, the tower is really coming together now, and it's really got the shape that I wanted for it. It does still need 4 huge towers on the side of it, but you'll see those at some point in the next few minutes. And here I start to really lay out details such as pillars for the windows and pillars at the top of the tower. I'm fairly sure this is the first time I actually used granite walls during the construction of this. I'd mainly been sticking to blocks. In real life, this cathedral has so many viewing points and balconies that it was really important for me to make sure I got all of these within the build. And here you can see me putting the final touches on the very top of the tower. And then I start to remove my scaffolding, ready for the final few bits of detail, and they make such a difference. If you've made it this far into the video, I want to know what you think of Murphy's new town. Do you like the look of it? Would you live there? So before I show you the final build, I did actually take some time to admire all the work we've done so far. But all the work on the cathedral now is done. We've got to add a bunch of details. That's for another day. So let's take a look at the finished cathedral, and how better to do that than with a bit of momentum. The cathedral absolutely shines in the sun, and we've got all this space inside to play with. It's actually a really good mob spawner because of how dark it is in here. But we're going to have to decorate all of the insides of this, which is going to be probably an episode or 2 in its own, but it's going to be so fun and so good when it's done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a good morning, and if it's not morning where you are, you can save that for tomorrow. But I hope you make today the very best it can be, and in the next episode, we're going to build an abandoned guard's tower. So I hope to see you next time on MorningCraft, and just a reminder to stick around to the end of the video for the daily quote.